So you meet a chick, everything good, starting out. Conversations, uh, it's unlimited. You can talk about any and everything. Then you get to the point to where you uh, get comfortable in a relationship. You never know someone until they move in with you or you move in with them. Vice versa. It don't matter. The point is, this person can be everything at that moment, any given moment. And you're like, wow, where were you all my life? Mm. Not knowing that there were red flags that should have been looked at more carefully in the first place. But when you're so interested in that person at that moment, you don't think about no red flag or anything like that. You trying to get to know this person, but you keep it in the back of your head that there's something going on with this person where it could be a problem later. Usually, the good guys are paying for the past guys' mistakes when it come down to these women. And the same thing with these women with the guys. They paying for the past women mistakes that was done to the guys or said to the guys. To the point to where now everybody's so guarded and there's drama back and forth. So I met this girl who I thought was the one. She's everything. She's amazing. We could talk for hours and hours about any and everything. And then it got to the point to where we started staying together, thinking it was all good. And it was. It was amazing. Our kids, her kids, we all clicked. It went together like toast and jelly. But after a while, our conversation became smaller and smaller. It got to the point to where, on my end, if I wanted to express myself or talk about certain things or things, if it wasn't interesting to her, you get tuned out. She walks off, uh, and it became a problem because I'm like, anytime you talk, I put my phone down, everything, looking you in your eyes. I'm showing you that I'm interested in everything you talk about, even if it makes me cringe because I could be a jealous person, because I care about you so much to the point to where I don't want to hear the fact that another guy tried to holler, or tried to get your number or whatever. But I listen because you venting to me, you trying to tell me about your day and what's going on, what happened, and I get it. So I listen. And when it came down to me, I couldn't do that. When I would do it, I get shut down to the point to where now it's to the point to where the conversation got smaller and smaller. Didn't talk to you about that. Didn't talk to you much about anything. My day was good and couldn't complain. That's a problem because now the communication is so limited on my end to the point to where I felt shut down, to where I can't talk to her about nothing. Then when we do have conversations and I express that to her, she have moments where she do listen, she hear me out, and she look at me. But most of the time, it's back to where it was again. Like I can't talk to you about much. And then when we do talk, you'll cut me off, and I don't like that. I let you have the floor, let me have the floor. But it was never like that. So we had our argument where I said this girl I had been taking care of since she was 2 years old. I was with her mom. We dated for probably about 10 or 11 years or 10 and a half years. And I was in her life since she was two. And me and the girl mom got 2 daughters together. So my daughter's mom passed. And I took care of my 2 daughters. I call her my stepdaughter, bonus daughter, whatever, but we wasn't married or anything, but I took care of the oldest daughter, even before mine were even born. The crazy part about it was when that situation happened with their mom, she went off to her dad. Dad didn't really want nothing to do with her after a while. I was the only guy she knew as her father, or thought was her father when she was young. As she got older, our relationship kind of drifted a little bit because, with life, I wasn't there because I was focused on my 2. She was with her dad at the time and eventually went to go stay with her grandparents. So I didn't want to turn my back on her, and I still haven't. I got to take her to work in a little bit. But apparently, my ex had a problem with her moving in with us if it came to that point. I get you'll be uncomfortable, but you was a little uncomfortable with my kids at first as well, and as well as I, and we adjusted. And instead of you trying to compromise, you would make threats that if she ever came, you would leave. You and yours would leave. But you care so much about me to the point to where you'll do anything to make sure we're good, but you're making threats of leaving over a 16-year-old girl, my daughter's sisters, a girl I took care of since she was 2. Stay with us until she got on her feet. You made accusations messing with my livelihood, thinking that shit was cool. And it wasn't. I would never say or make a statement the way you made. That shit hurt. That's how you thought of me? That I would do something to a little child? But I have my own kids and your kids around me, and I never done anything suspicious for you to even say some mess like that. And you was really pissed off and you said that shit and it fucked with me. So it never went out my head. Then you turned around after making that statement. I said something about why not get the fuck on? Why not leave now? Then I thought about it. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try and overlook this. Maybe I'm making a wrong decision. Not realizing that what you said was really fucked up and it could have got me caught up in some shit that I should have never been in the first place. And it hurt because this is someone I'm caring about and I'm loving and I want to plan a future with. And you turn around and make a statement like that, like I'm some pedophile. A 16-year-old girl. I'm not fucking R. Kelly. But then I rush home from work to try and make things right with you and say I don't want you to go. And you didn't leave. I begged and I pleaded to you. I cried, tried to make it right. Then I thought about it after a while. But I'm going to get to that. So we had this conversation. We make up. Everything good after a while. But I knew ever since I said the first time to leave, the relationship kind of changed anyway. It kind of changed when you made that accusation, that false accusation. It kind of changed anyway. It kind of shifted. So now I'm kind of thinking like this shit ain't gonna last because the shit that comes out her mouth. You made the statement one day that sometime I could be over dramatic. Yeah, I can. and be a little too sensitive like a little girl. There's nothing wrong with a man being vulnerable and being sensitive and being open to his lady. That's the problem why men today or back in the day don't open up to women like that, because when you make statement like that, that kill our ego. It hurts us, it shuts us down, and we feel low. That's why we don't open up to y'all, because we don't want y'all to think we're weak. At the end of the day, we still men. We got feelings too. Just because we men don't mean we should just soak everything up and move on. No, we got feelings. When y'all say shit to us that hurt, that kill our ego, yeah, it bothers us. Just like y'all got feelings. And we do fuck shit that could bother y'all for a long time. That bothered me. Because now you testing my manhood saying I could act like a little girl. But I'm being open, I'm being vulnerable. I'm showing you my soft side. I don't like that. I don't like what you said that. So I let that slip up or whatever, and I let you have that one too or whatever. But mind you, all this shit is adding up the shit that you saying to me. Then you would talk to me like like a child that on punishment that made you mad. You would tell me stuff like in a text message, I want my floors cleaned and mopped, please and thank you. First of all, don't talk to me like I'm your man and treat me like your man. Then when we would have arguments and stuff, you'd make statements like, I'm so dramatic, I'm a drama queen, not king, drama queen. Now here it is, you attacking my character again. Not one time we argued, I attacked your character. I ate a lot of that stuff up. And verbally, I can go back and forth. Jokes and all, I can go back and forth. But when it came down to stuff like that, I didn't want to go back and forth with you, because I still seen you as my queen, my lady. Somebody I wanted to build a future with. I wasn't stunned no other female at all. When I'm committed to you, even if I know we not gonna last long, when I'm committed to you, I'm committed to you at that moment. Didn't work like that. So, she made another comment where, what she said? You would call me stuff like I'm a bitch. You say stuff like that to me in the text and stuff. And I took a lot of that shit, and then I would slip up and I would go back and forth with you a few times and call you out your name, because now I'm fed up. Because you would build me up when we good just to knock me down when we're bad. And then when we good, you still say slick comments, especially like when you said I could act like a little girl. And shit like that bothered me, because I know I'm a man. A little man, but I'm a man. And I ain't like that. Because I wouldn't build you up just to knock you down. Make sure you good. That's all I ask. You would talk to me in ways where I felt less than you. I didn't feel equal. I didn't feel like I was something to you. When I feel low, I shut down. When I shut down, it's going to be a problem. Because now I can't talk to you about much without getting cut off, or scared that if I open up to you, you'll attack my character again. I'll be afraid when I say my stepdaughter texts me about taking her to work, because I don't know what bullshit you would say to me that could be detrimental to my mental. I was afraid of what you was going to say. Or in my cousin text or whatever, I would be afraid of that because you'll probably think, oh, that ain't really your cousin. But it would be stuff like that, and I couldn't really open up, so I'm starting to shut down because I didn't have the floor like you would have the floor. Then we driving, you telling me how to drive or what I need to do, and I'm like, damn, am I your child or am I your man? Like, damn, let me drive or take the routes that I want to take, and you just sit back and enjoy the ride. Like, you gotta be hands on everything. Then you let it be known that you'll say certain things to me that would hurt as well. Like, uh, you was good without me, and you'll be good without me. I mean, you was good with or without me. Either way, you don't need me and this and that and the third. It don't matter about needing someone. It's the fact that why you feel the need to throw that out there. No, I don't need you, but I'm not gonna tell you that. Only because I want you to feel good about being with me. And vice versa. I want to feel good about being with you. I want to, when I come home, lay up with you and be like, damn, I'm happy that I got this person. And I was like that at first. But all these comments and these jabs that you were taking at me, that shit hurt. A lot of women be wanting a good guy with a heart like theirs. They have one or they get one, can't keep them. And you wonder why. So I tried to show you how much of a gentleman I could be, and I am. And then when eventually the asshole side came up out of me, it happened when we went shopping. So we went to the store. I had the cart up on two wheels. It's a habit that I do sometimes. I don't know why. I talked to my homeboy about it. He said he do the same thing all the time. It was a habit for him. So I'm thinking everything was good, right? You telling me, put that cart down. I'm not your child. It's a way you can talk to me, and it's a way you can tell me, put the cart down. You could have been like, babe, I don't like that. I'd be like, okay, let me stop. It's a habit. Instead, you got mad in the store, walked off from me, and left me, went to the front of the store to go get another cart. And I was like, if you're going to act like this, I can go sit in the car. You telling me? I don't care. Go ahead. So I go sit in the car. Then you telling me about, after I said you can drive back home, you making statements like, oh, you must think I don't know my way around this city and this and that and the third. I ain't never said you didn't. I just told you can drive because I'm not finna drive your car. And we at odds. I'm not finna shop in the store with you around this negative energy and then cause a scene in front of everybody. I'm not. You already disrespect me talking to me in the kind of way and interrupting me and never letting me express myself. And the shit that you say to me, and then when I become an asshole, it was because all of this shit added up to the point where I'm not finna go through verbal abuse again. I went through it before, and it brought the asshole out of me, where we was back and forth, and then it led to me throwing hands. And I wasn't trying to go back down that road again. But it was like I was going back down that road again, so I was like, before I actually really get physical because of how hurt and low I was feeling, I'm gonna just put your ass out. And I did that. I didn't want to work it out no more because you wasn't gonna change. Like you wasn't. There were guys that would say shit to you about your ways, your attitude, And I know this because the shit that you tell me, what they would say to you when y'all broke up. And I listen. But I overlooked it because I'm like, well, you with me, you with somebody different. Or at least I thought. And then I got treated the same way. Your own dad left a message on your voicemail that you let me hear. And he's saying the same thing. And it hurts because you is so beautiful. You're an amazing woman. But your antics, how you talk to people, the stuff you say to me, that shit bothers me. And it hurt. That verbal abuse, that shit is real. And I'm a man, but I'm not finna have someone verbally abuse me and then think I won't retaliate. Because I will. And I was trying not to do that. Trying to keep it cool. And I took it to the chin till I couldn't take it no more. And I snapped. And I had to get rid of you. See, you got mad at me when a female called my phone and when you brought me lunch to work. And she asked me what I was doing. I ain't heard from her in a minute. I said, none at work, on my break chilling with my new girl. You sitting right beside me. Because the first time she called, I ain't answering. You said, well, call her back. And I knew it was going to be some shit because the energy changed after I got off the phone with her. But mind you, I acknowledged that I'm chilling with my new girl. I ain't say no name, but I said my new girl. So I acknowledged the fact that I have a girl. You felt some way because you seen some old messages that was way before you or before you and felt like I was going to mess with this girl. First of all, no, I was not. Entertaining the situation, that's one thing. And then I'm single. But going far beyond, like doing something like that, no, not going to happen. It wasn't going to happen. You got mad and said that probably was a front. And when you left, I'm probably texting her saying something different. And you went through my phone and seen what I texted her. And I even told you. But then here it is. You trying to get in contact with your baby daddy to talk to your to talk to him about y'all oldest daughter being rebellious towards you and stuff. I get it. He need to be in his child life. I get it. I never had a problem with that. I had a problem with how you went about handling the situation. Because when it was me and this female, oh, you got mad. Everything in your head that I'm cheating, all of this shit. So you telling me when we laid up, I said, well, talk to him. You said, I ain't going to do it right now. I got to figure out what I'm going to say to him. Okay, I get it when you said that. You just want to spend time with me. But then I thought about it. Why you waiting until I leave to now have a conversation with him? You can have a conversation with him in front of me, and I won't have a problem at all because that's the guy you have a daughter with. So you telling me in the conversation how you apologized to him for how you mistreated him and how you was talking to him back in the day, right? So I'm thinking about it when you telling me this shit. I'm like, but this is about you and it's about y'all daughter. Why you apologizing to him about some shit that y'all had going on a long time ago and y'all not even trying to work shit out? You just trying to talk to him about y'all daughter. So it shouldn't even be about that. But this motherfucker get an apology. I ain't never got one from you. Except for that one time, and that shocked the hell out of me. So it made me wonder, if I wasn't around, what else did you say to this nigga? You could have said anything to him because I wasn't around. I just know what you told me. When old girl called me, you heard our conversation. You heard what I said. So then I was like, I'm not finna go through this again. All I want is somebody to love me for me, like I love them for them. That's all I want. Respect. me able to express myself the way I want to express myself to you without a female feeling like I'm weak, calling me all kinds of names and shit like that. Like, just because a man is vulnerable and he's open up to you don't mean nothing. He's still a man. But when that man snaps and he's fed up, now you get in the rough kind of man that you probably used to, and now you pissed off. Now I'm crazy. Something wrong with me. Yeah, it's a lot wrong with me. And you part of the problem. And I wasn't gonna go through this a second time. You a new person, but the same way. And you a beautiful ass person, but you got some fucked up ways about you. And I know I do. I acknowledge that. But I ain't start taking jabs at you until I got fed up with you attacking me. And I counterattacked and you couldn't take it. And it got to the point where I had to put you out. And it was fucked up the way I had put you out, but I wasn't finna tolerate the disrespect, the name calling, all of that, because I didn't do that to you until you kept antagonizing. So I had to retaliate and call you out your name. And then I said to you that you were ugly. Face, body, everything on you beautiful. But your attitude, that was ugly. That's what I was talking about. I wasn't calling you actually ugly. I was calling your attitude ugly. Your ways ugly. That my way or the highway shit don't work with me. We can compromise, work with each other and stuff like that, have conversations and work stuff out, but that disrespecting me and talking to me in the kind of way, like I just dogged you out or I just cheated on you badly, no. Because I never cheated on you. I was loyal. Any women I get with, I'm committed to them, even if I think we're not going to work out and I'm planning my escape to let them go or get away. I still ain't going to cheat. Because I know if I'm in a relationship, I don't want to cheat either. But women, if you got a good man, keep him. Work on learning how to keep him. Guys, the same thing. You got a good woman, keep her. And work on figuring out how to keep her. Stop taking advantage of these guys that has a heart. Because when you get a different side of them, you really gonna play victim. So if they got a good heart, they doing good deed, they doing right by you, and you doing some foul shit like disrespecting them, work on it before it's too late. The girl blocked me from phone to social media, and it's like, you're not hurting me. You're actually helping me get over you a lot quicker. Because if you wasn't blocked, maybe I would text you to aggravate you because I still care. When you care about someone, when you really love someone, of course you're going to bother them. You may start up an argument just because you want them to respond. That's normal. And once you do that, y'all have a conversation. Next thing you know, you done made up. So it's good that you blocked me. But you're not the only woman on this planet. Do I wish we could have still been together? Hell yeah, because you're an amazing woman when you want to be. But you just got some foul ways about you. Verbally, foul ways. Were you loyal to me? You probably was. I know I was. I could speak for me. I can't speak for you. But I'm not going to help someone that's disrespecting me consistently, calling me out of my name, making me feel bad, and all of that. I can't do it. Can't do it. I could be a loving, fun person to be around, but when you take shots at me like that, or make accusations about me like that because I'm caring for someone that I've been there for since she was 2, that's foul. But I just wanted to vent on this too, let people know who's going through the same thing I'm going through. Don't sit there and take that verbal abuse. Women, don't sit there and take the physical abuse and the verbal abuse. If it's to the point to where you like unhappy and you becoming miserable and you feeling low, find the strength to get away. You can deal with the heartbreak, but don't stay where you're not wanted. All right, I'm out.